Okay, I think we're live. Just checking the settings on OBS, guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I think we're... Yep. Okay, I think we're live. Hopefully we're live. Just checking my settings in my other windows, guys. Give me a moment. Okay, it says... Okay, perfect. It says we're live now. Awesome. Something about the bit rate being weird, but that's a-okay for right now. Okay, perfect. What's up, guys? My name is Kai. I am the Nerd of Strength, and I'm broadcasting to you live, not from Bradenton, but from New York. And this is my unofficial World's Strongest Man live stream. Before we get things started, I just want to make it very clear that this is a fan live stream. I am in no way affiliated with World's Strongest Man, IMG, Giants Live, or any of those organizations. Once again, I'm just a fan who loves this sport and wants to share this with you guys. So we're going to do a recap of the first day of the finals, which was yesterday, and do a bit of discussion for what happened today during day 2 of the finals. As of right now, they are in between events. The Hercules Hole has been done for today, and I think we're still waiting for the log ladder to start, if it hasn't started already. But yeah, we're just going to go through the events from yesterday. So just to recap for you guys, our 10 finalists for the 2020 World's Strongest Man are Ivar Schmock-Stellis, JF Caron, Brian Shaw, Luke Richardson, Jerry Pritchett, Tom Stoltman, Alexi Novikov, Adam Bishop, Kevin Ferris, and Graham Hicks. But unfortunately, Graham Hicks had to withdraw due to an injury, and we'll get into that more once we discuss the first event of the finals. So for the first event of the 2020 World's Strongest Man, was the Giants Medley. The Giants Medley consisted of a 125 kilo anvil into a 454 kilo yoke carry. So on that event, that's where Graham Hicks unfortunately tore his bicep, and he was the only person who did not complete the course. That might have something to do with not having a rest day. What was supposed to happen was the heats. Day 1 and day 2 of the heats was supposed to be Wednesday and Thursday. Friday was supposed to be a rest day, and then the finals was supposed to take place on on Saturday and Sunday. However, due to Hurricane Ada, that got scrapped, and the heats took place on Thursday, Friday. They didn't get a rest between the heats and the finals, and the finals kicked off yesterday. So like I said, 275-pound anvil into I believe that's a 1,000-pound yoke. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's a yoke of 3 motorbikes, which looks cool. Quintessentially American. I think that looks super cool. As you can see in the back of this image, Graham Hicks is on the right, going up against Jerry Pritchett. The event looks super cool, and I wish we could see it live, but unfortunately not. I just have pictures that I get off of Facebook, Instagram, SBD, wherever I can find them. That's where I'm getting the pictures for this video. So you can see there Brian, as massive as he is, carrying the yoke. And there's Graham Hicks with his torn bicep, arms wrapped up in a sling, just like Evan Singleton. Unfortunately, Evan Singleton also tore his bicep during the heats. I think I said yesterday it was during the loading medley. I might be corrected. It's he might have actually torn his bicep during the dumbbell medley instead, which is unfortunate. I wish both Graham and Evan, full recoveries, and they'll be back next year, there's no doubt. Oops, sorry, I came out of the thing. I would like to see a 500 kilo yoke. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you, Marcus, about seeing yoke heavier. However, I just think back to last year when, unfortunately, Lauren Chalet got hurt. But, if they told him in ample time, yeah, 500 kilo yoke would have been much nicer to see. So far we've only had one injury this year in the finals, but we still have 2 events to go, and anything can happen if 2020 has told me anything. So here are your standings for Event 1, the Giants Medley. Adam Bishop won that with a time of 22.55 seconds. Alexi Novikov came in second with 23.79 seconds. Jerry Pritchett in third with 24.71 seconds. Kevin Ferris in fourth with 26.22 seconds. Tom Stoltman in fifth with 26.61 seconds. Jeff Karan in sixth with 26.92 seconds. Brian Shaw in seventh with 27.03 seconds. Ivar Smock-Stellis in eighth with 34.97 seconds. And Luke Richardson in ninth with 36.70 seconds. And as I said before, Graham Hicks did not complete the course. As it says right here, he only got one object with 16.19 meters. So I assume he probably injured his bicep on the anvil because that thing always looks odd to grip. Other thing to note about Event 1, the reason why Tom is, mid-pack on this event, which I actually thought he was going to come in first, or at least first or second, is he dropped the anvil during his run. So clearly he lost points on that. And as you can see, between, number one, first place all the way down to seventh place, they're only within 4 seconds of each other. So clearly dropping that anvil definitely affected Tom's run. Also that they noted on the live stream is that Luke Richardson's, I think his neoprene belt or his regular belt popped off during the anvil carry. So he went to reattach his belt before he went to do the yoke. So he definitely lost points on that, and that's why he came in 9th place. Then we had Event 2 for the day, which was the 18-inch elevated deadlift. And there's a bit of controversy on this. Some people have called it an 18-inch deadlift. Some people have called it a silver dollar deadlift. You know how they get iffy on naming things in World's Strongest Man. We have some really good pictures here of Brian Shaw doing the lift. Tom getting ready, getting chalked up for that. Adam Bishop. Tom again. Like I said, as per Martins during his World's Strongest Man vlog videos, I believe he said these are the wagon wheels from the old school IFSA days. These were actually flown out from Ode Haugen's gym in California to the event. So that's a nice little tidbit for you guys. I'm not sure how much each individual wheel weighs, but definitely heavy. When we get into the weight, we'll see. Oh yeah, I definitely agree. It's a good looking apparatus. If there's more old school IFSA stuff around, I would love to see them bring back the block press for future World's Strongest Man events like they had in 2011. And then we have Alexi Novikov, looking sly as ever. So you've all probably seen it already. Alexi Novikov won this event and quote unquote had broke a new world record, but we'll get into that in a bit. There he is giving us the wink. So, I was definitely somebody who thought he was going to use a lot of points in the deadlift. I can admit when I was wrong. In his training, he only hit, I believe, 380 off the floor. And typically, when he was at the Arnold's, he's pretty mid-pack on the deadlift. At Wuss, he was very bottom of the table. So I didn't think he was going to get it. Yes, an 18-inch deadlift is different from a standard deadlift, but man, the way he pulled is insane. So what we have for the results for the max deadlift, Alexi Novikov pulled 1,100 85 pounds. JF Caron came in second, tied with Jerry Pritchett and Adam Bishop at 11:22. In fifth place, Brian Shaw at 10:55. He shared that with Tom Stoltman. In seventh place, Kevin Ferris got 9:65. And in joint last place, Luke Richardson and Ivar Smockstellis at 8:75. Now, this is a bit interesting, the way that they had it listed during the live stream, when it says that Luke Richardson and Ivar Smockstellis pulled 8:75, and how we were looking at the spreadsheet yesterday. In the live stream, it says that Richardson and Smockstellis both missed the opening weight. So I don't know why it's listed as 8:75 as opposed to a 0, but I'm just going off what the official live stream told us yesterday. But yeah, a bit shocking for Brian. As a lot of people said, in his training, he pulled, I think, 500 or 520, I believe. But yeah, it's just not in the cards for Brian. He's done. He's not. I'm not saying he's done overall as a strongman, but he's definitely not going to reach the podium at this point. What was pegged to be his best event, he came mid-pack, and that has to be a huge blow for Brian. But again, super surprised by Alexi Novikov. I guess once he can get anything up to his knees, he could just jack it from there. But there's a couple of videos going around. I don't necessarily want to show them in case, this gets, copyright striked or anything. But there wasn't a hitch in him when he pulled that weight. So it was still very impressive. I've seen some people try to discredit the lift, like, oh, his thumb wasn't on the bar, just like last year with the figure eights. I'm not sure. I wish we had video to tell, but we'll definitely see when the official broadcast comes out next month. Also, I just want to talk about the discrepancy. So there's a bit of controversy right now. World's Strongest Man and Giants Live is touting this as a new world record, an 18-inch deadlift world record. And it's weird. Worlds is saying that it's a new World's Strongest Man world's record. They've acknowledged Tom McGee's cheese lift from, I believe, 1982, where he pulled 535. But they also mentioned Eddie Hall's book deadlift, which I think was also 535 or 536 kilos, and then said this is the world record. However, there's a man from, I believe, Kansas named Anthony Pernice, who actually hit a 550 kilo 18-inch deadlift. And I've seen all types of crazy comments on Facebook for the past the past 12 hours about, oh, that doesn't count, or that's not official. As far as I've known, I've looked into it, Pernice's record is official. It was done in an official competition, and it was sanctioned by United States Strongman in front of the USS president as well. So it's definitely an official lift, and he used calibrated plates. However, Worlds is Worlds, and they seem to only want to acknowledge lifts done at Giants live shows or lifts done at World's Strongest Man. On a bendy deadlift bar. Okay, I will give him that. It was done on a different bar, but still, as far as I know, I think that should be considered the official world record. I believe he was saying in the comments on Facebook that even if they don't count his 550, he also, I think, did 540 with a different bar in a different competition in 2019. So even then, Alexi technically doesn't hold the world record. But Worlds is gonna Worlds, and that's just how it is. But anyway, moving on to event 3, which was the keg toss. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures from that one because they did it late into the night last night. Like when they had the official Live from Bradenton World live stream, they hadn't even started the keg toss yet, and they didn't do it into later in the evening. But I will say, from what I've seen from like the videos from Brian Shaw, I actually quite like the nighttime setting of the keg toss. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see that on TV in a month and a half, I guess. But yeah, so for event 3, for our results, Tom Stoltman came in first with a time of 20.05 seconds doing all 8 kegs. JF Karan in second with a time of 20.31. Brian Shaw in third with 21.75. Ivar Smockstellis in fourth with 24.88. Alexi Novikov in fifth with a time of 26.93. Luke Richardson in sixth with a time of 27.82. Adam Bishop in seventh with a time of 39.90. Jerry Pritchett in eighth, and he only completed 7 out of the 8 kegs with 39.94 seconds. And Kevin Ferris in ninth. He only completed 6 out of the 8 kegs in 19.04 seconds. And there were a total of 8 kegs, and they ranged from 18 kilos to 25 kilos. So a bit lighter, but I think that's a good placement for Brian in the top 3. I pegged Alexi Novikov as my first and second in this event, so a bit surprised that they're 4th and 5th respectively. But as you can see, between the first place and up to 6th place is only a 7-second difference, so that's interesting. During the live stream, they mentioned for Adam Bishop, he missed the last keg twice. So it took him 3 attempts to get the final keg over, so that's why he has a time of 39.09 seconds. Like I said, Jerry only completed 7, and Kevin completed 6 kegs. Oops, sorry about that. Welcome back. What's up, guys? So, for your overall standings for last night at the end of day 1, Novikov was leading with 25 points. Karan and Bishop tied in second with 22 points. Tom Stoltman in fourth with 21.5 points. Jerry Pritchett in fifth with 19 points. Shaw in sixth with 17.5 points. Ferris in seventh with 13 points. Smockstellis in 8th with 12.5 points, and Richardson in 9th with 9.5 points. And once again, Graham Hicks had to withdraw. So overall, it seemed like a really good first day for Novikov, Karan, and Bishop. For the first 2 events, Jerry was doing well, but then fumbled on the kegs. But I believe right now he's still in a good standing. Definitely disappointed for Smockstellis and Richardson, but very surprised for Kevin Ferris. I don't know, like I said, if it's nerves for Richardson or not. Maybe this being his 5th international competition, this is definitely like a baptism by fire. Like just having 4 straight days of competition has to like mentally drain you, physically drain you, and I'm sure he's just not prepared for something like that. I mean, I know he completed in OSG last year, but that was 3 days, 2 days, and that was indoors. This was indoors for the first 2 days and then outdoors for the last 2 days. So, you know, he'll come back stronger next year. That's for sure. Smockstellis, I would like him to place in 6th or 7th, but at this point, I think he'll end up in the bottom of the pack, but that's okay. I can't wait for Worlds to somehow say he doesn't get an invite next year like they did to Trey Mitchell for a while, but that's besides the point. Moving on to day 2. We're in the middle of day 2, so we have 3 events today. We have the Hercules Hole, we have the Log Ladder, and finally we have the Atlas Stones. So, when I woke up this morning, I thought the Hercules Hole would have been done. Surprisingly, they didn't get started till I believe like noon or something like that. Rumor has it is somebody may have had a false positive COVID test, and they had to wait it out and retest that person before they can get started and get underway. So thankfully, everybody was cleared, so the competition went on. So as you can see here, a bit of a different setup for the Hercules Hole. It's the quote-unquote rain Hercules Hole, and that thing looks tacky. But at the same time, if we have sponsors who are, you know, taking Worlds seriously and putting money into the sport, I'm all for it. You know, Rain and Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat have been like kicking major ass when it comes to like advertising and putting money into the sport and sponsoring the guys. And that's always good to see, you know, your favorite athletes make more money, get more sponsorship deals. Now, as you can see in this picture, this was Mark Felix testing the kit. This is not his, you know, his official world record attempt. This was just him testing it out before. As of right now, I don't have a result if Mark did it or not. Yeah, did Mark do the Hercules Hole? Yeah, they gave him a chance to do the Hercules Hole. I'm not sure if he's completed it yet or what time it is. I'm checking the Reddit now, and I'm just seeing people talking about when the log ladder starts, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's done it or if they're going to wait, so I have no word on that right now. I hope he gets it. I heard he was going for the world record. Yeah, absolutely, he was going to go for the world record. And the world record on the World's Strongest Man kit, which is different from the Giants Live kit, is still held by Tarmo Mitt. I believe he got 71.92 seconds in Chengdu, China in 2005. 5 or 6. Did like 40? Mark did 40? Yeah, Hawkfish, is that Mark's time? I'm not sure. That's a bit disappointing, but, you know, at least they gave, if that's his time, at least they gave him a go. Definitely the downside about this stuff not being live streamed is we won't even see this stuff. Like, even if Mark hit the world record, I highly doubt that they would show that in the broadcast version. That would be something. Oh man, Mark only hit 40. That's disappointing. But yeah, like I was saying, this, even if Mark did hit the world record, I don't think they would show it in the broadcast version, unfortunately. Videos on their Facebook page. Oh, appreciate that, Hawkfish. Thank you. Sorry, I mostly have the Reddit open. I didn't even think to check Facebook. Appreciate that. If it's on their official Facebook page, I'll play the video. But if it's in the purchase content part, I'm not going to play it because I'm not trying to get copyright strikes. But yeah, anyway, going back to the actual competitors for the Hercules Hole, JF killed it and he came in first place. As you see here, you know, he definitely wants it. I could definitely see him coming in first. At this point, it's a battle between him and Novikov for first place. But he's definitely, you know, unless something happens in the next two events, JF's on the podium. Come on now. Uh-oh. Okay, thought things froze. There he is celebrating. Hold on here. Why is it not? Shouldn't be the last one. Hold on. Oh, that is the last one. Okay. Yeah. So that's the only pictures I have for the Hercules Hole, but we do have results for the Hercules Hole thanks to the spreadsheet. Once again, big shout out to eSum for making the unofficial spreadsheet. So yeah, if we look at the times for the spreadsheet, JF Caron in first place with a time of 52.67 seconds. Kevin Ferris in second with a time of 49.22 seconds. Jerry Pritchett in third with 42.99 seconds. Novikov in fourth with 41.63 seconds. Luke Richardson in sixth with 35.12 seconds. Then Brian Shaw with 34.79. Adam Bishop with 28.40. Ivaris Moxtelis in eighth with 28.17. And unfortunately, at the bottom, Tom Stoltman with only 21.23 seconds. And for those of you wondering, the Hercules Hole is 160 kilos per hand. So, no surprise that Tom is in the bottom. Historically, he's done horribly on the Hercules Hole at Giants Live events. I'm not sure if it's his wingspan or his grip, but that's not surprising. And of course, JF Karan coming in with the Canadian grip, winning the event overall. If you don't see it on the Facebook page, it might be on the Purchase Live from Bradenton page, which is separate from the World's Strongest Man's official page. That's the $2, the paid $2 access page, so it might be on there. If it's on there, I'm not going to show it because that's paid content, and again, I don't want to get a copyright strike. So I'm sorry about that, Fat. But yeah, JF is kicking major ass right now. Once again, a really good show for Kevin Ferris. He's doing phenomenal in his first Worlds final, so I'm super happy for him. A bit surprised for Brian, very surprised for Ivars, and actually I'm surprised for Luke because Luke had the best time at Europe's Strongest Man he had the third best time on the Hercules Hole at Europe's Strongest Man this year, only coming behind Mark Felix and Terry Holland. I believe he held it for like 75 seconds or something like that. Yeah, also surprised for Ivars. He's done much better times on Hercules Hole in SCL. And Brian, for somebody who has like one of the best grips in the world, I thought he would at least do a bit better. Maybe they took it down. Maybe. Who knows? I'm sure it'll be on somebody's Insta story later if they took it down. But yeah. Brian, I'm surprised he didn't do a bit better on the Hercules Hole. I'm not saying he's going to make an excuse, but was it a beat of sweat? Who knows? But not looking good for Brian. He can kiss first place goodbye. At this point, he can kiss the podium goodbye as well. Let's just see if he can do better than his 6th place from last year at this point. But again, phenomenal for guys like Kevin Ferris, Jerry Pritchett, JF Karan. These guys are kicking major ass right now. I do have Canadian grip stickers being made and Canadian grip t-shirts being made. I do want to have the Nerd of Strength store hopefully up by the end of November, if not sometimes in December. Bear with me, guys. It's just been pretty hectic with work, school, and a bunch of other things, but I do have like merch that I am setting up for this channel. It's on the Giants live page. Thank you so much, Hawkfish. Let's see. The log ladder is set up and ready to go as leaked 20 minutes ago. Hopefully results will be coming in soon. If Jerry chokes and Brian goes all out in the next 2 events, okay, so let's get into it about the log ladder. If Jerry chokes, Brian's in. Doubtful. I don't know how good Kevin Ferris is at his log, but as we've seen in like the heats, he's super fast. You can't gauge with Brian from his YouTube channel though, especially with him hiding the weights and like people say, "Oh, Brian looks like he got faster." But we have nobody to compare him to in his training video, so I don't think he's not gonna be faster than guys like Novikov. He's not gonna be faster than guys like Ivar Schmock-Stellis, who has a fantastic deadlift. Yeah. Like at this point with the Hercules Hole, him not doing so well in the Hercules Hole, that's a major blow to his mindset. So I think he's gonna choke. I think he'll get a good time on the stones, but on the log ladder, absolutely not. But stranger things have happened during this competition at this point, so who knows? JF, however, I think is definitely going to fumble on the log ladder, so it could be Alexi's to lose at this point. I'm sorry, it's JF's to lose at this point because he's not the best when it comes to JF. Hold on. I do have a video that I did edit before this started to play while we're just waiting for the log ladder and everything. And this video should be okay to play it's on the Facebook page, guys. Hopefully it's going to be taken down for copyright. Oh, absolutely, Marcus. They have to go without playing the log ladder. absolutely. So, with that being said, this is definitely like has haunted Novikov from last year. You know, he was pissed off. You know, he came back much stronger this year to prove a point. And you know what? It's definitely the one good thing about, I guess, the lockdown was Novikov didn't compete like 30 times before Worlds. Yeah, anyway, Novikov didn't compete like 30 times before Worlds this year, so he's definitely much fresher than he normally is. I think the last competition he competed in was the Ukraine Strongest Man, which unfortunately he lost this year. I think he came in second place, but other than that, he hasn't competed as much and hasn't like killed himself to competitions. The video I got up now is from the 2019 Arnold Brazil. Where both Novikov and JF competed. As you can see, JF is just not that good when it comes to, not like he's the worst at log, but it's just not as good as lighter guys or like more explosive guys. Credit to Real Farm for this video, by the way. But yeah, as you can see, Novikov has a very smooth, very good technique when it comes to log. I know this is just log press for reps and not a log ladder, but still. Even at What's Dubai 2019, JF's log wasn't that promising. It was nothing to write home about. If you guys remember, that was where the floor broke discrepancy came from. I don't remember who dropped the log, but like JF, I think only got like 1 or 2 reps during WUS. Sorry for the loud noise outside. But yeah, here we have video from Ukraine's Strongest Man. You can watch that on YouTube if you would like. It is a live stream. It's like 6-7 hours, I think, but you can skip around. This is a press medley. It's not exclusively a log press medley. As you can see, it was a dumbbell, into an axle, into a log, into another dumbbell, into another axle, into another log. And they did this in the rain in Ukraine, so that's been interesting. But, ooh, that is such an awkward way to pick up that axle. My windpipe hurts looking at that, but yeah. Things like that are, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the way he just picked up the axle, and it was so weird. Yeah, Novikov did lose the 2020 Ukraine Strongest Man. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the guy who won, but yeah, maybe his head just wasn't in it. As you can see, like I said, this was in the rain, so I don't know. But hey, strange things have happened. We've had 2 major, Eastern European sorry about that. Taking a drink of water. We had 2 major title changes in Europe this year. Alexi lost Ukraine's Strongest Man. He came in second place. And of course, because Mateus got injured, he didn't even compete at Poland's Strongest Man this year, and he lost his title. I do know the 2020 Poland's Strongest Man, which is Robert Kurus. I'm shocked that he didn't get called up to go to Worlds this year, but what are you going to do? Ukraine's strongman circuit requires a lot of speed and explosive. Yeah, absolutely, it does. I was watching some of their videos, and yeah, it's definitely a lot of explosive, fast-paced events. They have a lot of speed events, a lot of throwing events, a lot of press events. So it can be said for the Canadian strongman circuit, but they actually didn't have theirs this year. So, but at the same time, that also means JF is fresh for Worlds as well. Because at this point in time, if the world was back to normal, JF would have competed all summer long in the Circuit Home Sport, Canadian League, and to get his 10th Canada Strongest Man. So, yeah. Poland should have a representation this year at Worlds. Absolutely, Poland should have had one. Yeah, I do not know why they didn't invite Korus. It would have been cool if they invited Rajakovsky, but it seems like he's taking a bit of a step back from strongman. But yeah, would have been nice to see some Polish representation. But we did have Latvia, Ukraine. We were supposed to have Lithuania with Vitaitis Lalas, but um, you know, then he decided to pull out, and he announced that he was retired on his Instagram. So I'm a bit sad about that. But yeah, hopefully the log ladder is getting underway now. I'm just gonna recheck the spreadsheet. Does Kuros compete in SCL? He's competed a handful of times in SCL, yes. I can't name off the top of the head the last time I saw him in SCL, but I know he has been there a few times. Fun fact though, Kuros is not new to the scene. He was actually supposed to compete at World's Strongest Man, I think either 2013 or 2015, but he had to pull out due to injury. So he has been invited to Worlds in the past. So again, I don't know why they didn't invite him this year. Maybe it was a bit short notice. Who knows? Actually, that's not true because they invited a lot of guys on like such a short notice. But anyway, Fred X, if Mateus, Martins, and Thor were in, do you reckon you'd see Novikov, Karan, and Bishop in the top three? That's a good question. I definitely see. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yes, I would see there be a five-way battle for second and third. Would I see Bishop there? Not necessarily. That's not hate on him, but with Mateus there, he he would have smoked things like the log ladder and like the medley. If Mateus, Martins, and Thor was there, I definitely would see Mateus getting the title this year with Thor in second. Um, if it was Martins now who was still injured, I would see Karan in third. No, I take that back. I would see Mateus first, Thor's second, Novikov third. Hmm. Novikov third, Thor fourth, JF fifth. It depends. I mean, just look at last year. Thor tore his plantar fascia. We didn't, that would have been crazy. Mateus would have dropped many points in the deadlift and the Hercules hold. Deadlift, yes, but he was improving on his Hercules hold during training. But okay, so if the three of them were here, who would they be replacing in the finals this year? Like if we had Thor, Mateus, and Martins, what three would have not made the finals this year? I heard a rumor that supposedly if Mateus did compete, he would have been in Heat 1 this year. So I don't know who took his spot, but that's what I heard. Going back to the video, I do have a bit of the stone runs comparing JF and Novikov right now. I know these are different types of runs. As far as I know, the Atlas Stone series is going to be a 6-stone run. It's typically 5, but this year they're doing 6. It's going to be like the standard head-to-head, I believe, like the video I just showed of the 2019 one with Thor and JF. But, these are videos of JF doing Atlas Stones for reps. As far as I know, I think Novikov still has the world record for the Atlas Stones for reps from the Arnold Africa 2019. Non-ninja Thor is an amazing strongman. So many podium finishes throughout his 20s, yeah. With Jerry in second. Yeah, he would have... Oh, yeah, absolutely. He would have smoked Heat 1, no doubt. With Jerry in second. You think Jerry still would have made the finals? Because it was great that Jerry got in by virtue of being first, but do you think Jerry would have kept up if he had to do the Atlas Stone shootout? Has the log started yet? We could double check the Reddit and see. I believe so. I just see a lot of talking, but I don't see anybody mentioning anything. Just refresh the spreadsheet. I don't have anything for the log yet, but it has started, but no results yet. My predictions for the log, I definitely think Novikov's going to win the log. If he gets all 5 logs, great. If not, I think he's going to win on speed. But Tom has actually been doing very well on log. Remember when that used to be like one of his worst events when he like first started? All right. Go back to the log. Who's the best at log here? Realistically, I would say Novikov. Pritchett's good too, but I probably should have got some footage from the Arnold's Santa Monica, but I don't want to mess with like rogue stuff right now. Does anybody know how good Ferris is on log? Smockstellis is really good at logs. I probably should have added it to this video, but I was focusing mainly on Novikov and JF. But Smockstellis is really good at log. Novikov's really good at log. Pritchett's really good at log too. Novikov said in one of his videos that his max is maybe 200. Okay, so if his max is maybe 200, then he probably, if they didn't change the weights for the log. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the spreadsheet right now. It seems like they've lowered the weights for the log. So 5 logs starting at 131 kilos and going up to 182.5 kilos. So if that's the case, I think he can do it. And I think it'll definitely be a speed thing. It's going to be down to speed. If it's down, yeah, down to speed, I see Novikov coming in first. And then I see Jerry in second with Tom and Adam fighting for third. I think Shaw's going to get mid-pack on this. Ferris and Smockstellis can definitely surprise us. Yeah, I think that's why they lowered the weight. Only Hicksy would have hit the 200. And on one of Bearder's Success YouTube videos, he was doing an interview with Big Z. And they were talking about how they've lowered the weight because Graham injured himself. But yeah, I definitely see Brian at the bottom of the table for this event, unless somebody gets injured. Richardson, I'm not convinced. His log wasn't that impressive during Britain's Strongest Man. Once again, I think that was his inexperience because they made him do, I think, the 4th log over twice because he didn't lock out or Magnuson didn't give him the down signal. So I see Richardson at the bottom for the log event. I also see Shaw at the bottom. I'm not sure what Ferris's max log is. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe he'd end up at the bottom of the table there as well. But again, Smockstellis, Novikov, Pritchett, Bishop, and Stoltman all have great logs. JF, definitely slower on the log, so he's going to lose points on that. It just depends on how many guys are going to get in between them when it comes to the log. You can all say rest in peace to Brian now. Yeah, absolutely. Brian's not touching the podium. He's not. Would you ever set up a strongman and watch it with a live chat? Absolutely. Yes, I would. That's something that I want to do. kind of hesitant to go into details about it because it seems like every time I make a video, somebody steals my ideas. No shade thrown at anybody in particular, but yeah, I absolutely want to do a watch party. It would definitely be easier to set up with the IFSA shows because those don't get copyright claimed. I mean, a lot of them aren't in English, so there's not like rights holders coming after those. So absolutely with IFSA, yes, maybe some of the older Super Series stuff from Eurosports I can do, but I can't do that with like newer stuff. Like, there's reasons why I keep going back. That's why I keep going back in this video because I don't want to get in trouble showing that CBS rip, World's Strongest Man. I mean, surprisingly, I don't get as much of flack using the CBS edits when I include video than I do with the UK Channel 5 stuff, but I've recorded all. And if anybody in the UK wants to see how the American broadcast is, just DM me, and I can send you guys that through Google Drive because there's striking differences between the UK and the US edits. Novikov dropping the log there. How about a smaller circuit like your Canada, Poland, Ukraine? Absolutely. Yo, yeah, I have all the 2017, 18, and 19 footage for Canada's Strongest Man. So we can definitely watch those. Can you use their vids? Yes, I don't have a problem using those. They don't care. Especially since the TV company that broadcasts Canada's Strongest Man shows it on YouTube. That's where I'm getting this footage from. So yeah, I could actually do like the more international stuff. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Yeah, circuit home sports stuff I can absolutely use. Sorry for being quiet a bit. I was thinking of setting up a Patreon where we can do live videos there. I know, and I wouldn't post them to YouTube because they would get copyright strike. I believe it's a bit more lax on Patreon. It wouldn't even be that expensive. I'm not looking to make bank off of YouTube. Probably like $1 to $5 tiers at this point. Like I said, Marcus, if you want, I could DM you some ideas I've had that I've been working on, especially with IFSA stuff from back in the day. I actually went out of my way and brought the IFSA collector's DVD. So I do have plans to do some watch party stuff with the IFSA stuff, and try to interview some of the athletes who competed in IFSA, but that's for later in the year. So yeah, just updating this spreadsheet. Still nothing on there right now for the log ladder, so no updates on the log ladder just yet. But what do we think is going to happen on the Atlas Stone, guys? Obviously, Tom's going to demolish the Atlas Stones, but at this point, it's definitely a battle between Novikov and JF for first place. And the Atlas Stones is a 6-series set of Atlas Stones ranging from 140 kilos to 210. I could definitely see Tom getting the 210. I could see Novikov getting the 210. Definitely think I could see JF getting the 210, but it'll take him some time. Where can I find the spreadsheet? You can find the spreadsheet on Reddit. If you go to the Strongman Reddit and click the daily threads for the World's Strongest Man, it'll be right there. Just go to the Strongman Reddit and click the spreadsheet. It's an unofficial spreadsheet, but it's definitely been helpful throughout this whole thing. Karan can, but he has a shot. Yep. Oh yeah, Karan's definitely much slower on Atlas Stones than Novikov. Like, if we just go back to last year, yeah. Watch him on the last stone here. 460 pounds. I don't know the conversion to kilos at the moment. I'm not that smart, but yeah. He definitely takes his time to get the stone up, but I mean that's also smart though. Sometimes it's not about speed; it's making sure that you just complete the series of stones. So I can see JF taking time on that. Unless Shaw is completely out of shape and the 210 stone should not be a problem. That's true. For Shaw, it shouldn't be a problem, but at that point, Shaw's not fighting for podium. Shaw will be more of a how many guys get between Novikov and Karan on the stones. Okay, that is 210, thank you. Okay. So yeah, he's definitely going to be much slower than Novikov on that last stone. Shaw should get second at the stones. Shaw wasn't even second on the stones last year. What did, off the top of anybody's head, what did Shaw place on the stones last year? Gotta open up Wiki. Once again, sorry for being a bit silent. I'm just going through the wiki to see. Yeah, last year on the Atlas Stones, Brian was 5th. Yeah, he did go slow due to his injury. So last year for 2019, it was Martins, then Thor, then Tom, then Mateusz, then Brian, Mitchell in 6th, JF was in 7th. You don't see many athletes getting that last stone this year. Yeah. Who don't I see getting the stone? The last stone, I don't see Smoxelis getting it. I don't see Richardson getting it. I don't see Ferris getting it. Maybe Bishop gets the last stone. Maybe, big maybe for Jerry getting that last stone. Like, I'm always worried about Jerry's hamstring and, this, I'm always worried about Jerry's hamstring and events like that. So maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't. I just remember the last time Jerry was at Worlds in 2015, and he couldn't put up the last stone in the heats. But, I mean, he still made it to the finals. But he went all out and then had to withdraw from that competition. So, yeah, guys, that's mainly what we're looking at right now, just refreshing the spreadsheet. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you like what I do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and tell your friends. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the best edited fan strongman YouTube channel. I'm putting it out there. Shots fired. So yeah, nothing yet for the log ladder. Apparently Tom won log, but it's from people on Reddit, so it could be wrong. Yeah, I'm going to wait till the spreadsheet's updated to see. That's great if Tom won the log ladder. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's training with his brother, who's one of the best log pressers in the world. Yeah, nothing yet, but I don't know. Oh yeah, huge if it's true. He could definitely get his placing on the podium if that's for sure. Sometimes at Giants Live, Tom does fumble the log. I don't know if it's nerves, but he's definitely got more confident as the years have gone by. Novikov, oh man, that's a huge point shakeup. Novikov 3rd, JF on the bottom. Oof. That's a huge shake-up if that's true, if JF's on the bottom. How many events left? 2. So the last events of the day are the log ladder and the Atlas stones. From what people are telling me and looking through Reddit, it looks like the log ladder is completed, so we only have the Atlas stones left. And who knows how long before that starts. I remember when I was in Florida last year, Worlds didn't finish till like 8 o'clock at night. But that was in June when the sunlight was still out, so I guess they will be lifting Atlas stones in the nighttime. Hopefully things get done by 8 o'clock, because I have work in the morning and I have stuff to do and family time and all of that. But we'll see. Time for podium. Yep. I wonder how Jerry placed on the log. Oh, it says, well, according to World's Strongest fans so far, it says Tom first, Jerry second, Alexi third. Thanks for confirming. I'm rooting for Novikov then. Oh yeah, absolutely. I will be so happy if any of these guys get first. I'd be super happy for Novikov, JF, Jerry, or Tom. Because at this point, it's not Brian's. But I'd be so happy to have like a new World's Strongest Man. It's definitely an interesting time for strongman. And nothing else. So twos might be unavailable. Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. Novikov, World's Strongest Man 2020, if that's true. I don't care what the haters say that, oh, World's Strongest Man is focusing more on speed and whatnot. Novikov was the strongest man on the day, and he's showing out. He's showing out, guys. He's hungry. He wanted this. You know, he's probably pissed off that he lost his Ukraine Strongest Man title. He's probably still thinking about what happened last year, and he's trying to prove himself, and good for him. If true, JF will be up to 4 points on Jerry. Yep. JF losing big points lead on the log ladder is going to be a huge blow, but still definitely will podium. Just like Martin's last year, unless Novikov gets struck by lightning, it's his to lose. So I'm already calling it. So while we're waiting, you guys have any questions for me in the chat? I'm just checking like Insta to see anybody's stories, if there's any more videos. Right, let's go to Giants Live's Facebook page and see Mark Felix's time. I really hope this does not get me copyright strikes. I'm not going to full screen the video, but you can see it on their page.
World's Strongest Man kit has been with us for some 20 years now. 54 years old, Mark Felix. He is the grip specialist. Mark, I'm going to hand you over to Magnus Fair. Magnus, our head referee, to get this underway.
Take a grip. Come on, Mark.
Leon L., how is Novikov's experience in Atlas stones? Fantastic. As far as I know, Novikov still holds the world record of the 220 kilo Atlas stone from 5
We are
months.
underway. The man
He
with
did
the
that at
13 and a
Arnold,
half
South
inch
Africa
wingspan
in
on his hand
2019.
slaps on the mighty paw.
Good for Mark.
10 seconds in.
Himself? I'm not going to play the whole
Comes from
video, by the
Blackburn
way. I'm
in
not.
England, 54 years old. Has already
But
annihilated
the video, that's the
multiple times
Facebook
the
video,
Giants
so I
live
guess it's
Hercules
from
Hole record.
outside
Now
the
he's
world.
on the
That's
big
not me.
one.
That's the video.
71 seconds is what he's after, and we are coming up to 30 seconds, Mark. 30 seconds in. Now everyone's allowed to make a little noise here. Let's hear for a legend. 30 seconds in. He's rock steady. He's looking good. The Miracle Man. Oh, no! He gets beaten by the Hercules Hole today, but put your hands together for mighty Mark Felix! Great effort.
Sorry if there's a bit of audio interference. The mic's like kind of close to the speakers. Yeah, so Mark did not get the record. I think he only held it for like around 40 seconds. That's disappointing, but it is what it is. Again, the world record, the world's strongest man record is still held by Tarmo Mitt at 71.75 seconds, I believe. So he still had a long way to go, but yeah, I agree. That thing jerked super weird when they let the pillars go. I wonder if it's because of those rain logos on the top. I don't know if those are like super light or what, but those look super weird. Okay, we got a bit of results from the log ladder from World's Strongest Fan. So Tom in first, Jerry second, Novikov third, Smock Stella's fourth, Ferris fifth, Richardson sixth, Shaw seventh, Adam Bishop eighth, JF ninth. Jesus, that's a big shakeup if that's true. That's super heartbreaking for JF. Not surprised about Brian's seventh, honestly. Like I said, I knew Smock Stellas was going to do really well on the log ladder. Same for Novikov. Super good for Pritchett. You have to come out and re-click this. Let me see. Can you guys hear me now, or is the audio still kind of messed up? Jake can still be caught, though. So with the current points, so the points have been updated, log ladder times not so much. So right now, Novikov in first with 40 points, Jerry Pritchett in second with 36, JF Karan in third with 34, Tom in fourth with 33.5, Bishop in fifth with 29, Ferris in sixth with 28, Brian Shaw in seventh with 26.5, Ivar Smock-Stellis in eighth with 22.5, and Luke Richardson in ninth with 20.5. Slim chance Tom wins if Novikov chokes. Thor would have been hard to beat. Depends on how fast he would do. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If Thor was here, Thor would have won. Thor and Mateus would have gave us a great show. Thor would have won it because you guys are right. Mateus just would have lost so many points on the deadlift. That's super heartbreaking for JF, guys, but excited for Jerry. I'm super excited for Jerry. Jerry hasn't been to World's Strongest Man since 2015, and this is a great return for him. I know he's been on record saying that in the past he didn't like the way Worlds was run, and he decided to focus more on the Arnold Strongman Classic. And it's great to see him back here, and it's great to see him kicking ass. Again, at this point in time, we don't have the exact times for the log ladders, but we do have the points standing. Your top three are Alexi Novikov with 40 points, Jerry Pritchett in second with 36, and JF Karan in third with 34. Tom Stoltman only behind him by half a point. Oh, man. Again, super heartbroken for JF. I wonder what happened. I'm curious if he completed all the logs or not, but that's super heartbreaking for JF. But you know what? Being on the podium would still be very good for him. At this point, if he can get second or third, I'd be happy. But again, it's Novikov's to lose. Novikov is fantastic at stones. Depending on how Jerry does with the stones, Jerry can end up losing the podium. I think JF is... Okay, let me say this. I think JF is better at stones than Jerry, because I haven't seen Jerry do an Atlas stone in a long time. So now I can see the podium being Novikov in first, Tom in second, JF in third, with Jerry maybe fourth. Exactly. It's going to be a wild finish for sure. And again, I just wish we could see it. Oh, it sucks that we can't, or that there's no video being leaked. It'd be nice if they can at least live stream the award ceremony for us, but there's no way they're going to do that. Even though they don't show the award ceremony during the broadcast version, so I don't see why they couldn't show it to us as fans. Maybe they'll show it to us in the Facebook page. I don't know. Yeah, Hercules holds really bad for Tom. I mean, besides Novikov, the top 5 have had really bad events. So, Keg Toss was a bad event for Jerry. The Log Ladder was a bad event for JF, and the Hercules Hole was a bad event for Tom. As a Polish guy, I'm kind of happy Poots is still the only one with 5 titles. So I'm kind of conflicted. Oh, yeah, I definitely feel you, Kimono. It'd be cool if Brian had 5, but I want Z to have 5. So, listen, I'm rooting for Novikov to take this. Again, I don't think Brian's done. Do I see Brian winning 5th at this point? No. I mean, I think he will at least want to end his career getting a podium, at least. Oh man, I'm going to refresh this a couple more times, but the Live from Bradenton live stream is going to start around 4:30, so I'm probably going to end this stream around 4:20, guys. Not going to lie, I think the weight should have been heavier at the medley and the keg toss. Oh yeah, I think they should have added a 3rd implement for the Giants Medley, and I think they should have had higher weights for the keg toss. I agree with that. I think they should have done heavier kegs and lowered it to 6. So 6 heavy kegs as opposed to the 8 lighter ones. And I think they should have added a 3rd implement to the medley. Some people said the tire, they should have added a tire flip with the monster truck tires. Absolutely not. Those monster truck tires are insanely heavy. Like, those would have destroyed way more biceps. Maybe 2 anvils into the yoke. I don't know. Like I said, I just think back to poor Laws getting hurt on the medley last year with those tires. Everything else I do like. I like the deadlift. I like the Hercules Hole. I like the log ladder. For next year, I want them to bring back the power stairs. How good is Novikov in stones? Could he possibly lose it? Novikov is excellent at stones. Novikov is one of the best in the world at stones. This is him at Arnold, South Africa in 2019, where he set a world record. Am I getting an alert? No, that's Postmates harassing me to spend money. We should have 8 to 10 events. Oh, absolutely. Not going to give a video idea away. Just check back to the channel every Friday for new videos. But definitely, I would run Worlds absolutely different. there should definitely be 8 to 10 events in the finals. But the reason why there's not is because of budget. As you can see, as the years go by, IMG is spending less and less money on Worlds. We've gone down from 30 athletes to 25 athletes. We've gone to, 6 events in the heats to 4, 5 events in the heats. I think this year they've had more events in the finals than they did last year. I think last year they only had 5 events in the finals. And this year we have 6. But it's yeah, we only had 5 events in the finals last year. That did suck. Would you get rid of the heats? No, I disagree with laws on getting rid of the heat for a couple of reasons. I like the heat. So say what you will about World's Strongest Man on how it's run, how it's set up. I agree. It's run like a shit show. I'm sorry, I shouldn't really curse for YouTube reasons, but it's run weird. But from a fan standpoint, I like that it puts a spotlight on guys we would probably never see. Because while we're hardcore fans and we probably watch all the different leagues and stuff, there are people who only watch Worlds and maybe Arnold's. So they won't know like some of these Eastern European guys or some of these more foreign guys. Like, this gives a spotlight to guys like Gabriel Pena, Ivar Smockstellas, Bobby Thompson, guys who wouldn't necessarily show up at Giants live show and would never get the spotlight. So I like the heats to see guys we don't necessarily see. Like Dennis Corus was somebody I didn't know until I saw at World. So I like the heats. I like seeing different guys who typically, they won't make the finals, but I just like seeing different athletes compete, and I like seeing different events in the heats. So yeah, personally, I think heat should stay. Also, it's due to TV contracts of why they have the heats, because if you just do a finals or like a round robin, you have less TV time. The heats get separated into 5 heats. That's 5 hours of television in the UK. In the US, it's done kind of stupidly with their only 30-minute slots each. So that's 8 TV episodes in the US, 6 in the UK, I believe. But yeah, definitely there should be more events for both the heats and the finals, though. I do agree on that. Leon asks, what has been the hardest event in all World's Strongest Man competitions? What's been the hardest event? That's hard to gauge. I don't know. I'm not a man. I don't compete at World's Strongest Man, so it definitely varies. What would be the hardest event? Surviving being in these weird countries and not getting food poisoning would probably be a main one. Look at World's Strongest Man 1998. Everybody got sick. Everybody got like food poisoning or injured. Events I would like to see make a return. I would like to see the power stairs make a return. From 2002, we had strongman shows basically every week on TV. Many different cups, local events, Poland versus the rest of the world competitions, and so on. Great times. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of old Poland competitions from like Strongman Polska's YouTube channel. It seems like you guys had a lot of competitions. Same with Canada in the early 2000s. Canada's like had a lot of competitions, and their shows were like around the same weights, if not heavier than Worlds at the time. Who do you think has been the absolute strongest man on earth at his prime? Absolute strongest man in his prime, Thor. Thor was the absolute strongest man in his prime. It's a shame that he's retired. I don't give 2 shits about that boxing match. I don't care. So it's a shame that he retired from the sport to go and box Eddie. So yeah, I see Thor as the absolute strongest man, and then Z, and then Shaw. You could probably say Z over Shaw is probably biased because I'm a Z fangirl, but it is what it is. You want to see Tug of War return? Oh God, I do not want to see that come back. The first time they did tug of war, it was like an 8-minute tug of war between Capes and Kaz. That's not good for TV, and that's actually kind of boring. If we had to do head to head, I want to see the pole push, but that one was like super dangerous, so I get why they wouldn't do it. Yeah, real shames with the fans. That boxing match, yeah. It mostly died after Marius retired. Eddie's up there. Eddie's in the top 5 as some of the strongest people of all time, statically. But Eddie with endurance and cardio was absolutely terrible. But yeah, back to what you were saying about Poland. Yeah, it died after Marius retired. That sucks because I'm a big fan of Krzysztof Radzikowski, but like he just couldn't put it together during Worlds, unfortunately. When Marius retired, you could see that Worlds was really trying to find the next Marius. Like I remember in 2015, almost every heat had a Polish athlete. 4 out of the 5 heats had a Polish athlete because they clearly wanted to find like the next big thing. Funny enough, they didn't invite Mateusz that year. They should have. I think Mateusz should have gotten the invite to World's Strongest Man 2015, but they didn't ask him. Yeah. But yeah, shame about that in Poland. I hope that there's a resurgence. Yeah, if Alexi takes this, there's definitely going to be a resurgence in like Eastern European athletes making it to the World's Strongest Man. That's a bit of a gripe I have with Giants Live and Europe's Strongest Man. It's Europe's Strongest Man, but a majority of the athletes come from Britain, and I get it, that's their home soil and stuff, but I would like to see more European athletes get the shout out at shows like that, like Dennis Zagiris. What's the guy from last year? Nedzman Embiskovic. I want to see him in a Giants Live show. Robert Korus. There's a lot of good Eastern European athletes that I think need a bit more of the spotlight. Are you following Aaron Page COVID situation? Yes, I am. That's like super unfortunate. I'm super sorry to hear that about Aaron. I hope he makes a speedy recovery. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I think Aaron's girlfriend posted on Facebook a couple of days ago that both of them tested positive for COVID. She's doing fine. I think she's quarantining, but unfortunately Aaron ended up in the hospital and he was put into a medically induced coma. The last I saw, I think he is getting a bit better and hopefully everything will be fine and he can leave the hospital in 2 weeks' time. So I really do feel for the guy. If you guys have official strongman and you watched the Europe Strongest Man stream, you know, they had little vignettes where they were talking to all the athletes about the COVID situation, and I definitely feel for the guys. Like I remember Aaron saying that I don't know if he owned a gym or not, but you know, it's definitely been hard on him financially having the gym shut down and not working and then not being able to compete and make money. So again, I definitely feel bad for him in that situation. Like COVID's no joke, guys. It's impacted people a lot. It's impacted me personally a lot. I've been stressed out because of this. Like it's terrible. I've lost friends because of COVID, so it's no joke. But I don't want to get too much into that, guys. So I'm gonna end the stream soon so I can go watch their live from Bradenton thing, and depending on when they get the Atlas Stone started, maybe I'll do another live stream later. Basic animation, yeah, we're talking about the last 2 events for World's Strongest Man. The log ladder just finished up. JF dropped big points on the log, so at this point it's Novikov's to lose. Let's just give it a couple of refresh again. So yeah, for anybody who just joined, Novikov is in first place with 40 points. Jerry Pritchard in second with 36. JF in third with 34. Tom Stoltman in fourth with 33.5. Adam Bishop in fifth with 29. Kevin Ferris in sixth with 28. Brian Shaw in seventh with 26.5. Ivor Smock-Stellis in eighth with 22.5. And Luke Richardson with 20.5 points. So yeah, at this point the log ladder has finished. We don't have official times, but we do have the points standing. Once again, JF dropped major points, coming in last place on the log ladder, with Tom Stoltman winning that event. So Tom still has a chance at the podium. Novikov is really good. Novikov is really good at Atlas Stone. So, and at this point, it is his to lose. I'm going to call it and say that Novikov is our 2020 World's Strongest Man. Unless he gets severely injured or, like, fumbles on the stones. Even if Tom wins the stones, Alexi would have to drop major points to lose World's Strongest Man. Jerry is within striking distance. However, I think Jerry's going to lose points on the Atlas Stones. He hasn't been in World since 2015, so it's been a minute since he's done like an Atlas Stone series. So we'll see what happens in a few hours. And once again, the Atlas Stones, instead of doing 5, they're doing 6 this year, starting at 140 and going up to 210 kilos. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching the live stream and hanging out with me. Hopefully none of the parts of this video gets copyright striked. I try to use it under fair use as much as possible. But if you like what I do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm the best edited fan strongman YouTube channel there is. Thank you guys for watching. And if this doesn't run too late into the night, if the Atlas Stones does not run too late into the night, I will be back later on tonight. So I'm going to end the stream, but thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Have a good night, guys.